Next, I think when we think about books and information online, in reality, how many of us really turn to a book when we need something, and how many of us turn to something called Wikipedia? I mean, when we talk about H.G. Wells's vision of this global encyclopedia online, this global world brain, well, 65 years later, along came Wikipedia. And it is my pleasure to introduce to you Moriel Schottlender. She is the principal system architect for Wikimedia Foundation. And she's here to talk about some of the biggest questions that organization and the world faces. How do you fight disinformation and misinformation? And how do you improve knowledge equity? And how do digital books play into that? So please welcome Moriel Schottlender.
So thank you. I'm really excited to be here and talk about the tremendous impact that digitization has, especially on Wikipedia, as to fight misinformation and improve the knowledge equity. Before I go there, I'm Moriel. I'm a systems architect. And as part of my role, my team is thinking about the modernization of Wikipedia. But it's not just the modernization of Wikipedia, it's what is the future of knowledge? What is knowledge going to look like in the future? What is the consumption of knowledge going to look like and looks like today? And how are we going to adjust to that? And those are really big questions and require a lot of thought and a lot of arguments. But there's one thing that's really clear out of all of that. Digitization and enabling access to books and sources is a really big part of how we move towards the future. And making those resources available to anyone online is key. And this is really what we're striving for, right? So like the Internet Archive, we at the Wikimedia Foundation have this mission. Imagine a world in which every single human being can freely share in the sum of all knowledge. This is a big, big goal that we have. And one of the primary things that we're using to do that is Wikipedia as a way to disseminate and have everybody contribute to knowledge. So Wikipedia is worldwide and open. Anyone can edit. That can be experts and professionals, but that can also be students and anywhere else. In fact, you who are watching this right now can go and edit things on Wikipedia, either add articles, fix typos, verify the information, and add more. And the reason this works so well is because the communities we have created also high standards for how we make sure that we retain and maintain a high standard for factual information. And the key to that are citations. Verifiable citations that anyone can access no matter what. And, this is really important, especially today in our current climate of disinformation and misinformation online. Disinformation can be so impactful and really pervasive, and it's really difficult to mitigate for many websites. It's also very damaging, as we can see now. And yet, Wikipedia again and again is proving itself to be a beacon of valid factual information. And this is because of the high standards of the community regarding citations. So when we talk about citations in Wikipedia, there are three main principles. The first is verifiability. So all citations, everything that it appears, all the information in all of the articles must be backed up by a reliable source. That reliable source must be neutral. It can't be one that pushes some agenda. And they all have to be transparent. So everything is publicly viewable and accessible. And this is where these type of projects, the Million Book Project, the digitization of books comes in with such an impact on Wikipedia. So when we talk directly about the connection we have with the Internet Archive, there are two main things that we see on Wikipedia all over the place. The first one, of course, we kind of mentioned in the beginning, is the Wayback Machine. That helps us fortify links in this current reality today of changing internet and changing information. So we use that to make sure that all the citations we use online are valid, no matter how much time passed or what kind of information changed. But of course, the book repository provides verifiable citation that anyone can access at any given moment, no matter where they are in the world. And this is incredibly important. This is what takes us from that citation needed meme that we saw before to this situation of citation found. This is how we make sure that all the information is really valid and reliable on Wikipedia. And so this is a nice meme. I don't know if you probably saw it online before. I kind of changed it a little bit. And it's true and all of that. But, there's a lot more into this than just the validity of data, which is very important. But there's also an aspect here about access to data and knowledge equity. So if our goal is that everyone in the world should be able to contribute to the sum of all knowledge, but not everyone has equal access to knowledge, to books, to journals, to libraries, to educational materials. So we risk losing the voices that have less access from all of the other knowledge that all of us consume. And that is a big risk. And again, this is where digitization comes in. And this is how we use digitization to increase the equity. There are two main points that I'll kind of talk about. So the first one is fortifying the citations of Wikipedia. So imagine, excuse me, imagine you are seeing a citation. You're reading something on Wikipedia and you're checking out the citation. Where does this information come from? And you're looking at the citation. Well, you need to write down this book and you need to go and look for it now. Maybe you don't have quick access to a library. You need to drive to the library, go to the library, hope it's open, hope nobody took the book, etc., etc., etc. You get there, you verify the information, and in fact, you found a little error. Well, now you need to fix that information and link it back. Not anymore. Digitization of books allow us to make sure that everybody on the spot can see exactly not only that book, but that page that the reference exactly talks about. We even have a bot that goes around Wikipedia and fixes up those citations to make sure that they are linked properly to online books that people can immediately access. You can then also borrow it, read the entire context of the book, and potentially add more information based on that book, not just for this citation. This is incredibly powerful. This means that anyone can immediately verify any information on Wikipedia. The second point here is that we're expanding the diversity of voices that are contributing. So as an example, we have groups like Wiki Women in Red. This is a group, an interest group that is charged with transforming what we call red links, which are links that don't have articles, to blue links, which are links that do have articles. And they do that on topics about women primarily to decrease the gender gap on Wikipedia. So already a lot of information about prominent women in history, especially in a little bit more of an older history, it's a little harder to get resources about. A lot of those are written in books. They're not written online. There's not a lot of information in blogs or online things. So having that information in the form of digitized books means that now we can add that information in a valid way to Wikipedia to share everyone and to increase the amount of equitable information that we have. And in fact, this works so well that of all the biographies specifically in the English Wikipedia, we've increased the number of biographies about women to the point where it's almost 20% and it keeps rising. So we're making progress exactly with this. So I said that there are 2 points that I'm going to talk about. I kind of cheated. There's in fact 3 points, but the third one is one that was underlying to the other 2. So I'm going to cheat away, say the third one is providing equitable access to the knowledge for diverse communities. There are communities all over the world in different cultures and languages that contribute to Wikipedia, either in English or in their own languages or both. In some places, access to libraries and physical books is extremely limited, and in some places it may be limited by the government. There are also languages that are not covered in your local library, and some more potentially obscure topics or hobbies that are hard to get access to information from. The digitization of books allows these communities to participate on an equal footing with the rest of the world. Not only that, we get to have their information, their expertise shared with us. And so we're exposed to a lot more knowledge and a lot more information that otherwise we wouldn't have been. And this is how we get to this picture here. Imagine a world where every single human being can really freely share in the sum of all knowledge. We have better societies and better democracies when we have more access to knowledge. And whatever enables this is awesome. Thank you so much to the Internet Archive and to all of those various projects of digitization of books, because we can't wait to see what this enables in the future even further.